Does Jimmy Butler want out of Minnesota? What is going on, y'all? Five Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NBA. If you're new to the channel, make sure to go ahead and hit that big subscribe button because you don't want to miss out when I post videos as well. So go ahead and turn on the bell notification icon because, like I said, you don't want to miss out videos that I post daily and, of course, weekly as well. With that being said, let's talk about today's topic, and this is basically breaking news because I just read about it and I just sort of let it digest a little bit, and that is Jimmy Butler wanting out of Minnesota. Now, multiple sources have reported that Jimmy Butler is going to meet with head coach and president of basketball operations. Remember that Tibbs is not only the head coach, but he's the GM as well. I hate coaches that have that power, that dual power. But with that being said, he's going to meet with Tibbs either this week or next week to discuss the future of the team, future of him with the team as well. Okay, so the exact sources are John Krasinski and Shams Charania from The Athletic. So one tweet said Jimmy Butler will meet with Tom Thibodeau and Scott Layton on Monday to have honest conversations about the All-Stars' future with the team. And basically, he's begun to contemplate his future with the franchise, okay? Those are basically what the tweets say. So what does this all mean? Here to break it down for you guys what this means, what I think happens with Jimmy Butler. Do I think he's going to stay with the Timberwolves? What do I think they're going to do with him? And where do I think he ultimately ends up? So with all that said, let's get into it. So folks, looking at these tweets, it's not very hard or difficult to read between the lines and understand that this basically means that Jimmy Butler wants out, okay? He wants out of Minnesota, and basically he's going to meet with Thibodeau and whoever else in the Minnesota basketball operations and basically say that he wants out, or what is the future with this team, okay? And this shouldn't be very surprising because we've seen reports that he's become tired of Karl Anthony Towns and his lack there of a work ethic and him playing video games all the time instead of working on his game. And Andrew Wiggins, the same thing, not making that leap that he should be, being a former #1 overall pick. And I never believed that Jimmy Butler even wanted to leave Chicago. We know he got traded because the Bulls management decided they wanted to rebuild and they didn't feel like Jimmy was the guy they wanted to rebuild around. But I don't believe he wanted to leave Chicago. And as much as, you know, we know that they have that connection with Tibbs and Jimmy, look at what Tibbs is doing now with getting all of the former Bulls players, okay, in Luol Deng, who he just signed recently. We know Derrick Rose is there. We know Taj Gibson's there. So Joakim Noah could be joining soon. We don't know if Jimmy Butler is a fan of this, okay? Jimmy's a very smart guy. He understands that adding all of these old, broken down, over-the-hill players is really not going to help this team become any closer to a championship contender. And I said that when they signed Luol Deng, waste of a move. When they looked at signing basically Derrick Rose. I mean, Derrick Rose had some decent games in the playoffs last year, and he's a decent backup point guard. But for the most part, Thibodeau trying to get all of these old Bulls players back from his, Bulls coaching days, it didn't make too much sense to me, and I have a feeling Jimmy Butler is feeling the same way, okay? So he's probably looking at that, looking at the roster moves, looking at the fact that he doesn't like Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins. He's like, I didn't even want to be here, and I damn sure know now that I don't want to be here, and I'm basically just going to tell these guys and be transparent with them that this is the last year of my contract, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to leave after the season. Now, with the Timberwolves, what are they going to do and what should they do? If Jimmy Butler basically tells them without telling them directly or saying it indirectly that I don't want to be here unless you make some serious moves, which I don't know if the Timberwolves are capable of, if Tibbs is capable of, I doubt it, then they should absolutely trade him. You don't lose Jimmy Butler for nothing. Where do I think Jimmy Butler ultimately wants to go? Either with Kyrie Irving or LeBron James. He either wants to join Kyrie next year in New York or Brooklyn, or he wants to go to the Lakers with LeBron James next year, okay? Because here's the thing, Jimmy Butler has to wait a year for any of the possible destinations I feel like that he wants to go to happen, because Kyrie's still under contract for a year. Lakers cap space just got reused up for this year, so that's going to open up next year. So for Jimmy, if he wants to be able to go to where he wants to go, he's going to have to wait a year. But the Timberwolves aren't going to let him walk for nothing. They're going to try to trade him a la Sacramento Kings with Boogie Cousins, and they're going to try to get something out of it, or even the Pelicans when they traded Boogie or they didn't re-sign Boogie, excuse me. So they're going to try to trade him. And if they trade Jimmy where he doesn't want to go, then it's going to be like a half-year, 1-year rental for that team as well, kind of like Kawhi Leonard with the Raptors, okay? So a lot of moving parts here, but ultimately Jimmy Butler should be demanding a trade to either the Knicks, Brooklyn Nets, Celtics, Lakers, wherever the hell he wants to go, because if another team trades for him, then that team is probably going to see Jimmy Butler leave again. But honestly, do I think he's done with the Timberwolves? Yeah, I do. I think Thibodeau making these moves, I think with Karl Anthony Towns, and I think with Andrew Wiggins, he's not a fan of it. We know Minnesota isn't the best city to live in. So taking all of those things into account, I see no way in hell Jimmy Butler resigns on a max deal with the Timberwolves. I think he wants the hell out of there, and he's telling Thibodeau, listen, bro, I like you, but you play me way too many damn minutes. You're getting all these old guys on the team. I don't like Karl Anthony Towns. I don't like Andrew Wiggins. I'm getting the hell up out of here after my contract's up. Do what you got to do. I'm just putting you guys on notice. And that's basically what's going to happen. So, with that being said, those are my thoughts on this whole Jimmy Butler situation. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree with me or disagree with me, that's fine. Leave a comment down below. Let's talk about it. Let's debate. Hit me up on my social media. Links down below for that as well. Make sure to subscribe as always. Thanks for watching.